please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting latest updated video. Hello friends, my name is Bhavesh Parmar and we are going to continue our previous session, that is basics of information technology. So guys, in today's session we are going to discuss and we are going to focus on very interesting topic, and which is also interesting from my point of view, and the name of topic is introduction with internet. So we have to discuss the history of internet, the basics of internet, and how internet are helpful in our day-to-day life, what internet can do for us, and by using internet how can we change our life. So these are the things, basic things we are going to focus in this basics of internet, and then we have to focus the next very important but very difficult concept, that is called protocol. So protocol means what? Rules and regulation followed by a network. Means whenever we are going to transfer our data from one computer to another computer, in that case we may say that our computer is called client, and we are going to transfer or deliver the data from client computer to different computer, that is called server computer. So that server computer can verify the details and it will send back the reply or acknowledgement if our data sends successfully, and if it is submitted properly then it will send you the acknowledgement message. So we have to follow some rules and regulation. So these rules and regulations are called protocol, and it is very important when in case of client server architecture or internet communication system. So in this lesson we have to discuss so many protocols. So few of them we have just mentioned, I have here only. The first one is TCP/IP protocol. It stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. Then next one is DNS. Thereafter FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, IMAP, SMTP, and many more protocols we have to be discussed in this session. So guys, before starting our today's session, let me take the review of our previous session. So what we have discussed in our previous session. So guys, in our previous session we have focused on networking. What do you mean by networking? We have discussed the definition of networking, various advantages, then different types of networks, that is LAN, WAN, MAN. So which network is more reliable, more convenient for according to our requirement. Thereafter we have also discussed the difference between LAN, WAN, and we also focused on architecture of network, that is peer-to-peer network architecture and client server architecture. So guys, without wasting of time, let me start our today's session. So first of all guys, we are going to focus our first topic, internet. So this is very interesting word, internet, because nowadays guys we can't live without internet. Means when we wake up early in the morning, what happen? We are trying to first take our mobile handset, then check the messages, browse the websites, checking the emails, reply the messages and mails. So these are the our daily needs. But guys, what is actually internet means? So internet means connecting a computer to any other computer in the world. So in general we can say that internet is a mining of data. So there is a huge amount of data is there, and that data we can access, we can share, we can analysis, we can process. So the internet has one very simple job, to move computerized information, that we called data, from one place to another. So it means what? The computer which is situated in one country and the another computer situated at different country, so we can interact with these two computers, or we can communicate, we can deliver the information with the help of internet. So it will make more convenience and it can transmit the data with highest speed. So due to this internet, millions of people are come together, means world is closer together. So that's why they can share the data and they can develop themselves. The internet is a massive network of networks. Means what? So this internet, we can say that internet is a universal network. So in that network we are just trying to connect the different networks that helps or that connected with each other. So data can be easily delivered. Now we focused on the history of internet. The first workable prototype of internet came in the late 1960s with creation of ARPNet, or Advanced Research Project Agency Network, originally funded by US Department of Defense. ARPNet used packet switching to allow multiple computers to communicate on a single network. So the technology contains to grow in 1970s after the scientist Robert Kohn and Winton Cerf developed transmission control protocol and internet protocol. Nowadays that we know, that protocol is called TCP/IP protocol, that is transmission control protocol, internet protocol, a communication model that set standards for how data could be transmitted between multiple networks. ARPNet adopted TCP/IP on 1st January 1983, and from there researchers began to assemble the networks of network that become a modern internet. The online world then took on more recognizable form in 1990 when computer scientist Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web, that is called WWW. So when we try to browse any website, so we just first type the first letter is www on our URL, that is called Universal Resource Locator. Got it, guys? And then we focused on the name of website and then its extension. So now guys, we are going to focus how protocol works. So before that, first of all, we just try to understand what actually protocol mean. Protocol is a set of rules that govern the communication between computers on a network. In general, what we can say that a rules and regulation followed by a network is called protocol. Means what happen? Suppose if you are going to try to call your friend, then what is your first job? We just have to on your smartphone, then go in your contact book, find out the name of your friend, and then click on call button. Then what happen? The dial tone received, and that can be here by you. And suppose your friend receives your call, and then we start communication. So when we start the communication, first we are going to talk something, then other person responds you, then other person after, then when that person responds, at that time we just listen what he is trying to say, what he or she may be trying to say. In this way communication takes place, and after completing our call we just terminate the call. So it is nothing but what? A protocol, rules and regulation. So if we follow the rules and regulation to transfer the data in a systematic manner, so that is called what? Protocol. So in today's session we are going to see a lot of protocols, and these protocols are helpful and beneficial during data transmission. So in that, the first most important protocol is called transmission control protocol and internet protocol. So internet protocol means what? Every computer has a unique identification number. Okay, so just like our roll number or just like our mobile number, so that can be easily find out throughout the world. Okay, and transmission control protocol helps to transfer the data when communication takes place between server computer and multiple clients computer. So whether it transfers the data perfectly or not, so is there any problem is there, so whether data should be delivered in correct manner or not, it is checked by TCP protocol. And IP means internet protocol, so that helps you to deliver the exact data to the destination computer. Then next is DNS, that is domain name system. It translates the network address such as IP addresses into terms of understood by humans such as domain name and vice versa. So these are the another technique. First of all, we have discussed now TCP IP, and then our next concept is domain name system. Now guys, we are going to focus on next protocol, that is called DHCP, that is dynamic host configuration protocol. It is automatically assign internet addresses to computers and users. So generally what happen, we can specify the IP address, means it can be set by a computer user if that person has a proper knowledge, or it can be assigned by through a hardware engineer. Suppose if we have more number of computers and all these computers are connected with each other, so in that case, for identification purpose, we just assign one number to every computer, and that number is called IP address. And if we don't want to assign that IP address, we can use DHCP, that is dynamic host configuration protocol. So it will automatically assign a IP address. Thereafter, next important protocol is FTP, and its full form is file transfer protocol. So as the name suggests, file transfer protocol, it is used to deliver or transfer, or you can say that manipulate files on the internet. Means when user try to upload some file or downloads some file from destination computer. Okay, so in that case what happen, the source computer, whether it try to transfer a proper data, all data successfully deliver to the destination computer or not, so it should be controlled or checked through FTP. So we can transfer or download or upload all kinds of data with the help of FTP. So now guys, we are going to focus on our next protocol, and it is HTTP. So guys, HTTP stands for what? Hypertext Transfer Protocol, an internet based protocol for sending and receiving web pages. So generally how it works, let me discuss first. So what happen when we try to browse a particular website? So what is our first job? We are going to open a browser. So let me take the example of Google Chrome. So suppose if I'm going to click on Google Chrome, then what happen? A Google Chrome web browser opens on my screen, and on address bar, so that address bar is called what? URL. So where the first statement is what we are going to type, https http, then www dot that particular website, and then followed by some extension that can be either .com, .edu, .gov, .in. So these are the extensions we are going to enter. So what is the role of HTTP? So it, whenever we are going to click on enter button, or whenever we are going to click on go button, then what happen? What is the role of HTTP? HTTP helps you to transfer or receives the file from server to client computer. Means in that case, it helps to establish communication between client computer and server computer. Now guys, our next protocol is IMAP. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. So as the name suggests, message access protocol, a protocol for receiving email messages from server on the internet. It maintains a copy of all emails on server. We can sort, filters, process on these email. And if we don't want these mails, then what we can generally do, we just remove it. Okay, but when we remove it, that messages are temporarily moved to trash. So if we want to again receive that messages, or we can recover that message, so in that case we can visit the trash folder, and then we can recover that mails. And if we permanently delete, then we just empty that trash folders. Okay, so IMAP helps to sort out the messages access through email. Is that clear? So generally it try to sort all kinds of emails so that can be easily find out which are the most important messages, which are the unuseful message. So it saves our time. Now guys, next concept is IRC, that is internet relay chat. A protocol is used for internet chat and other communication. It facilitates communication in the form of text. So generally what happen, we are going to chat in a in our chat box, so we can just use the text message for communication purpose. So generally what happen, our text may consist of alphabets, digits, or sometime special symbols. But nowadays what happen, we also use some advanced techniques, GIF. So generally what happen, let me take the example of WhatsApp. So what happened guys, in that case we used text for communication purpose. Sometime we used emojis, means what, some special symbols, so that can easily understood by the end user what you are trying to say. And sometimes we also used GIFs. But generally IRC specially used to transfer or communicate the data in text form only. So thereafter guys, we see the next protocol, that is POP version 3. So its full form is Post Office Protocol version 3. This protocol is used for receiving email from remote mail server. It does not maintain copy on the server. So what is the use of this remote mail server? So remote mail server transfers the data, different kinds of mails, but there is no any provision to store or preserve the copy of mail on that server. So sometime what happen, we receive so many emails and from server computer, and below that they have mentioned this is computer generated mail, so please don't reply it. Is that clear? So some these kinds of mails are handled by POP version 3, that is called Post Office Protocol. Now guys, we are going to focus on our next protocol, and it is SMTP. So it stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So again guys, it is also related with our email related protocol. So it cares about the messages delivered through server through client computer. So SMTP protocol sending email messages to server with the help of internet. So these are the various protocols that we have going to be discussed. So guys, we have seen so many protocols, and what is the use of these protocols? Only and only to understand how these protocols are beneficial and how it works with the help of internet. So they play their role better way. So majorly we prefer FTP, HTTP and TCP. So these are the most useful protocol. Means it doesn't mean that remaining protocols are worthless or we never use this. We also used, but widely we focused on HTTP, FTP. Okay, so it helps you to communicate your computer with any server computer in the world. Okay guys, so this is regarding about our today's session. So if you have any difficulty regarding our today's session, so please write down me in comment section. If you are not going to understand any concept, so please ask me. So that's why I will try to clear your doubts, difficulties more easily. Okay, so thanks for watching this video and take care. Thank you.